Hello and welcome to a new video. We have now the actual meta update from PvPoke, and a lot of things changed compared to what we expected before, which we always said as well on this channel here. Basically, we always said that, yeah, the meta update wasn't fixed because we don't know exactly all the energy values. Now we don't know the energy values, and Pokemon get a little bit higher up than other people expect here. Here we're going to take a look real quick at the meta here for all of the leagues. You're going to have the Danny here, for example, that got a ginormous buff here, even though it didn't get buffed. Went from 11 to a 5. We have Togekiss, all of a sudden top meta, which I already made a video about, which is kind of funny as well. Yeah, nobody really expected that Togekiss would be a top meta Pokemon for the Open Great League for the season, but it definitely is. Otherwise, we don't really see any of the other ones here. We're going to have Metang with Gyro Ball, which Gyro Ball was also better than PvPoke predicted. Gastrodon is going to be a bit better than also what we've seen before. If you want me to make more videos towards like, what you need to build and whatever, let me know down below. Regidrago, a little bit less common, and as I said as well in my video yesterday, Hyper Beam is kind of what you want to run on it, which is kind of funny because they just destroyed the Breaking Type so much. We have Swilus being still one of the top Pokemon, Dragonair still being one of the Pokemon here. But Steelix, for example, goes back to his old moveset here and not running any Breaking Type anymore. You're gonna go for Thunderfang, Psychic Fangs, and Crunch. Wigglytuff dropped quite a bit because it needed one less energy. Now you just get one less energy from the Charm. But also because the Dragon type Pokemon aren't as strong as predicted from PvPoke. So that means that, yeah, those Fairy type Pokemon just don't really have the same amount of play. And so here we see Giratina altered a little bit lower down because Dragon Claw is a little bit worse than what we expected, which is kind of interesting. Otherwise here, those are the Pokemon that we had already before, nothing really crazy. Murkrow still actually quite high up, which is something we definitely want to take a look at here as well. We have Dodrio still as well, which is interesting. There's so many Pokemon that we kind of want to see. Raikou is a Pokemon that actually got buffed quite a bit with the Auras here being now 40 energy, which I talked about in the last video as well, which is kind of a really cool Pokemon there. Otherwise here, nothing really too crazy. This is going to be kind of it for the meta. The rest is kind of what we were expecting before already. But yeah, there were quite a few changes there. And this is the thing as well here. We see the Latias already here with Aura Sphere as well. The Latias are going to be very strong. Apparently Latias is better than Latios because you're going to have a little bit more bulk on it and you don't need Dragon Claw anyway. So yeah, Latias is going to be a Pokemon that is going to be very interesting with the Aura Sphere and Mist Ball because you have a little bit more bulk and you are going to be able to get to this Aura Sphere super fast in just 10 fast moves. So basically the same pacing as like something for Alligator in order to get there, and Mist Ball is a very strong move. So if you have a Latias, this Pokemon is definitely worth using, and I'm definitely going to give this Pokemon a try. If you take a look now at the Ultra League, we're going to see as well that Regidrago still is going to be a very strong Pokemon with Dragon Energy. Dragon Energy you're still going to get to very fast, and it's a very hard hitting move, so it does make sense that this Pokemon still has the play here. But yeah, Togekiss is now at number 9, which people didn't really expect before. Togekiss is going to be a Pokemon that's very strong in every single meta, which is kind of interesting. As you guys see here, Pokemon like Cresselia still being good, that's what we kind of expected before as well. There isn't really the craziest change compared to what we said before, but Pokemon like Jirachi are a little bit better even because of Aura Sphere's energy. We didn't expect that it would be 40 energy, we definitely thought it would be 45. And so even Pokemon like Shadow Raikou here, level like at rank 30 here, going to be an interesting Pokemon to build for the Open Ultra League. But Pokemon, for example, like Zygarde didn't get buffed as much as Dragon Tail has only 12 energy, which I honestly predicted, and most people also predicted 13 was a bit of a wild guess there. Latias is now going to be one of those Pokemon that you want to have here, as you guys see, level 40, rank 43 again, which is kind of interesting, because this Pokemon all of a sudden becomes meta, but it's only going to become meta in the Great and Ultra League. Latios, which you're going to see later on, should be better at least in the Master League. But yeah, kind of interesting, yeah. There's kind of a lot of things changed. Lugia isn't as strong as it seemed beforehand. But yeah, the meta is going to be quite a bit different now. Gastrodon isn't as strong as we predicted, for example, as well, because Dragon Tail and Dragon Claw changed, so it's not as broken as people were thinking. Honestly, the Dragon Claw change is kind of the thing that surprised me the most. Let me know down below what was the thing that surprised you the most for this season update. I don't know, like I found that Dragon Claw being 50 energy, and now looking at it, I think that's great. Honestly, I do think that is great. I think that is something that we needed. But I do also think that, yeah, yeah, I don't know, like it's quite a wild update. But again, it's the update after the Go Battle League, not the Go Battle League, the Pokemon Go World Championships, and they usually do something interesting there, and this is definitely a very, very interesting change. I think it's very balanced, and I think I am really a fan of how they did this. I think that is really a nice way of doing like those updates. And here we're going to still see some Pokemon that are unaffected. For example, Palkia here for the Master League. It's going to be a Pokemon that just got buffed with a Dragon Breath, and that's basically it. We have a lot of dragons here that just don't really rely on Dragon Claw, and with that, they just got buffed quite significant. So the most accurate video is actually going to be the videos towards the Master League, because those Pokemon don't rely on the Dragon Claw or the Breaking Swipe, which we also kind of expected already. Dragon Tail users like Eternatus was a little bit more, I guess, shown a little bit higher because of the 1 extra energy that people predicted. I really thought it would be 13 energy on this fast move, but here we see Latios all of a sudden as the number 14 spot on the list, which is something that we didn't really expect before. But we're also going to see Togekiss here with Peck as Aura Sphere as well as Dazzling Gleam having a lot of play here, as Peck is generating energy fast. Dazzling Gleam is going to be able to destroy those Dragon type Pokemon, and Aura Sphere going to give you good coverage against the Steel type Pokemon like the Zamazenta here as well. Also going to give you good coverage against Pokemon like the Rhyperior. Speaking of Rhyperior is a Pokemon that previously always wanted to run Breaking Swipe. This magic is gonna be gone now. You don't want to have that anymore. You will never see that really anymore. What you're gonna see is Superpower. Superpower makes way more sense for this Pokemon. It even made some sense before already in the meta that we are in, because it's going to allow you to hit Pokemon like the Zamazenta for super effective damage, which is something that is very valuable in that kind of regard. And so it's going to be an interesting meta, I have to say. It's going to be a very, very interesting meta, to the point where Aljarachi is going to be ranked 30 in the Master League. That is something that I didn't really expect. But yeah, there are a lot of changes, and I do think that those changes are very balanced and very interesting. The only thing here, I guess, that's not too balanced is, I guess, the Palkia update. But again, you have Zacian, which is still strong here, apparently. But if you're going to take a look at like the meta, I think this is such an interesting update here. Like, you have a lot of different Pokemon that have a lot of play. The issue is here, which at least for me is the case, is the Great League still, because of the Dedenne and because of the Marowak. You will see throughout the season that this is going to be kind of where it's going to be around. The Dedenne is going to be absolutely everywhere. Marowak is going to be absolutely everywhere. Those two Pokemon are going to dominate the meta. Those two Pokemon can dominate the meta together. It can give maybe a little bit of play against for like grass type Pokemon, but then you paired with Corviknight, which completely shuts them down, and then you kind of are in a position where you have nothing that you can do. And so yeah, I feel like for a Great League is the one meta that needs a little bit more of a balancing update, because I think that Danny is too strong, and I think that Marowak is too strong, but the rest looks really, really cool, and I like that. Here, we're also going to take a look real quick at the Retro Cup, where we're going to see like Pokemon with Dragon Breath and Dragon Tail quite high up, like Como, like that Regidrago. Yeah, again, there's so many Pokemon, by the way, that I still want to try out as well here, but this is going to be the Retro Cup. I'm not too sure if I'm going to play it. I don't think I'm going to play it. I'm going to stick with Great League right now. But yeah, this is going to be the first video. Interesting ranking update. Let me know down below what are your thoughts about the meta, and I will see you then.